got songs
hopes
where I
and
talk-
dreams,
and
you know?
hopes and dreams. Where,
Futures.
and absolutely. And so it's real. And so, yes, I would have those conversations with the man who has the ability to say, okay, I'm going to reverse that by executive order.
He had private jets, 200 staff members, gold-plated gates, and a mansion bigger than most hotels. In the 1990s, MC Hammer wasn't just rich. He was a cultural phenomenon worth over $70 million. But within just a few years, it was all gone. This is the unbelievable true story of how one of the most iconic names in hip-hop history rose to the top of the world, only to lose it all just as fast. Lavish spending, bad decisions, and a lifestyle that couldn't be stopped until it crashed. Welcome to Golden Empire, and today, we're diving deep into the rise and fall of MC Hammer. Before the gold chains and custom mansions, Stanley Kirk Burrell, aka MC Hammer, grew up in a small apartment in Oakland, California. He got the nickname Hammer as a teenager because of his resemblance to baseball legend Hank Aaron, also known as the Hammer. His first jobs were humble, working as a bat boy for the Oakland A's and hustling local dance competitions. But he wasn't just dancing for fun. He had a vision. Hammer believed he could fuse rap, choreography, and showbiz into something massive, and he did. In 1990, his third album, Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em, exploded. The hit single You Can't Touch This became a global anthem. The album sold over 10 million copies in the US alone, making it the first hip-hop album to achieve diamond status. MC Hammer became a brand, with baggy pants, signature moves, Pepsi endorsements, and world tours. Within a few years, he was earning over $30 million annually and had amassed an estimated net worth of $70 million. But with great fortune came legendary spending. MC Hammer wasn't just rich, he lived like a king. Here's a breakdown of how he blew through $70 million, minus $12 million mansion in Fremont, California. It had a recording studio, indoor pool, baseball field, tennis courts, and gold gates with Hammer Time etched into them. Over 200 employees on payroll. This included bodyguards, backup dancers, musicians, assistants, chefs, and more. His monthly payroll alone was over $500,000. 30 luxury cars, Rolls-Royces, Lamborghinis, and even a stretch limousine that looked like a spaceship. Racehorses and exotic animals. Because for Hammer, normal pets weren't enough. Lavish gifts to friends and strangers. He was known for handing out money to people in the streets and buying homes for his entourage. MC Hammer believed in loyalty, but it came at a massive financial cost. He once said, "You can't just leave people behind when you make it." But soon it became clear, he couldn't afford to bring everyone with him. By the mid-90s, MC Hammer's music sales began to slow. Hip-hop was evolving, and flashy, pop rap was falling out of style. But while his income dropped, his spending didn't. The massive mansion, staff, and luxury lifestyle didn't scale back. And eventually, the money dried up. In 1996, just 6 years after reaching peak fame, Hammer filed for bankruptcy. At the time, he had minus $1 million in assets, over $13 million in debt. Feast home. He was forced to sell his mansion, cars, horses, and jewelry. News of his financial collapse shocked the world. How could someone who earned tens of millions be broke so fast? The truth is, MC Hammer wasn't just overspending. He was living unsustainably. His income was based on fame, and fame doesn't last forever. Even he later admitted, "I took care of too many people, but I wouldn't change a thing." After bankruptcy, most artists disappear. But MC Hammer didn't vanish. He evolved. Following the collapse of his fortune, he turned to faith, becoming an ordained minister and focusing on family and community outreach. For years, he stepped away from the spotlight. No flashy chains, no dancers, no million-dollar tours. But he stayed busy. He launched a gospel album, signaling a shift in values. He became a tech investor in Silicon Valley, surprisingly ahead of the curve, investing early in platforms like Twitter and other startups. He also made appearances in commercials, TV shows, and interviews, owning his past mistakes while showing growth and humility. He even started speaking publicly about financial literacy and celebrity spending culture, turning his downfall into a lesson for others. And slowly, people began to respect him again, not just for the hits, but for the honesty. MC Hammer wasn't just a rapper, he was a movement. He broke barriers, bringing hip-hop to the mainstream, appearing on MTV in an era when most rap was still considered underground. He sold out arenas, danced like nobody before him, and made rap family-friendly and global. Without him, artists like Will Smith or Flo Rida might never have had the blueprint. But what made his story unforgettable wasn't just his success, it was how he lost it and what he did next. In the world of celebrities, going broke is often treated like a joke. Late-night hosts, tabloids, and memes love to point fingers. But Hammer didn't hide. He didn't lie. He owned every mistake. I trusted too many people. I hired everyone I knew. I spent more than I should have. But my heart was in the right place. MC Hammer, paraphrased summary from multiple interviews. That's what makes his legacy so different. He cared too much. While others built empires for themselves, Hammer tried to lift up his entire community. For every Rolls-Royce he bought, there was someone whose rent he paid. For every diamond chain, there was a struggling artist or friend he tried to give a chance. And in doing that, he became more than a pop star. He became a symbol of a hard truth. That fortune without guidance is a fire. That loyalty without limits can cost your legacy. And that fame without boundaries can fade just as fast as it shines. Today, Hammer may no longer be topping charts, but he's topping something more valuable: respect. He's consulted by tech CEOs. He mentors young artists. He shows up at schools to talk to kids about chasing dreams with purpose. And he walks around without security or ego, just a man who's been to the top, crashed to the bottom, and learned who he truly was in between. His legacy isn't the $70 million he lost. It's the character he found after losing it. And maybe that's worth even more. 5 surprising things most people don't know about MC Hammer. 1. He was almost signed by Suge Knight and Death Row Records before Death Row became synonymous with gangsta rap. MC Hammer briefly considered joining the label. Suge Knight approached him in the early 90s, but Hammer declined, partly because of the label's growing reputation for violence. This decision may have saved his life. 2. He served in the U.S. Navy. Before becoming a superstar, MC Hammer served for 3 years in the U.S. Navy as a petty officer. His time in the military gave him discipline and structure, which he later credited as key to his early business success. 3. He was a tech pioneer in the 2000s. Long before celebrities jumped into startups, Hammer became one of the first rappers to invest in Silicon Valley. He worked as a consultant and investor in early-stage tech companies, including helping promote Twitter and other digital platforms when they were just getting started. 4. He holds a patent, yes. MC Hammer owns a tech patent. In 2011, he co-founded a company called Dance Jam, a YouTube-style site for dancers, and developed tech for video ranking systems, which led to a filed patent. He's far more tech-savvy than most people think. 5. He studied theology at seminary. After declaring bankruptcy, MC Hammer didn't just turn to religion casually. He studied at a theological seminary and became a legitimate ordained minister, not just in title. He even had his own Christian TV show at one point and performed gospel music in churches across the US. MC Hammer once danced in front of millions with gold chains and custom suits. He had everything and lost it all. But sometimes, losing everything is what teaches you what really matters. If you found this story inspiring, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Golden Empire, where we bring you the stories behind the luxury, the riches, and the rise and fall of icons like MC Hammer. Which celebrity downfall should we cover next? Let us know in the comments.